Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do your t-test analysis. This is going to be very, very useful. It's going to give us a lot of answers to many different research questions. It's going to help us to figure out the average perception of men for academic dishonesty. For women, we're going to find out if there's a difference, and we're going to repeat this for achievement emotions for men, achievement emotions for women, and if there's a difference. All right, so what we need to do is we got to do a little bit of data wrangling again. So we're going to click on our first box here for what do you call this? Gender, right here at the top. We're going to copy this and we're going to go to sheet number 3 because this sheet should be empty, and we're going to paste. The next thing we got to do is we got to get our overall mean for individuals for academic dishonesty and also for achievement emotions. So we're going to copy that and we're going to paste it right here. Oops. You got to do a special type of paste. Let me show you that. You want to paste the values. So you click on this like so. Now we have our results. Now we're not done yet. We still have a lot to do before we even do our analysis. So what we're going to do is we need to sort our data. We want all the men at the top, all the ones at the top, and we want the women underneath that. And then we're going to move the women into a new column. Let me show you how. So click sort. And we're going to sort by gender from smallest to largest and click OK. Now, all the men's responses are at the top. We're going to leave those there, but we're going to move the women into their own space. So we're going to go right here all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to click. We're going to cut, and we're going to paste like so. Oh, whoops. I got to go back to the top. Sorry about that. I go back up to the top and I paste. Now we have to rename this. So what we have here is in the first column we have gender. We're not going to really need this anymore. But right here we have all the scores for the men for academic dishonesty. So I'm going to rename this men's academic dishonesty. Here I have the men's achievement emotions. And then when I skip to column E, this is now the women's academic dishonesty. And this is also the women's achievement emotions. All right, so we're prepared for our analysis. In case you want to see this, I'll just make it a little bit bigger for you to help you out. Now, to do our actual analysis, we click on Data Analysis, and we're going to scroll down to t-test assuming equal variances. Don't worry about what assuming means. That's beyond the scope of this class. Click OK. And so for the first thing we're going to do is we're going to compare academic dishonesty for men and academic dishonesty for women. So variable 1 is going to be the academic dishonesty for men. Go all the way down. And variable 2 is going to be the academic dishonesty for women. Now, notice how there's a few spots at the bottom I did not select. These people did not indicate their gender, so I'm not going to include them. So everything that doesn't have a 2, I did not include. Please remember that. All right. Now, we're going to select our labels here. This tells Excel that in the first row, the names of the variables are there. And then next, I need to find my output range. So I click on the output range button, and then I click inside the white space for that, and then I can find my spot. I'm just going to put it right here. It looks like everything is set up. So now I click OK. And here we go. Here are our results. So we learned several things here in this particular column. First of all, we again know how many men and how many women there are. We also know the mean for men, which is a 2.65. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you. And the mean for the women, which is 2.4. And then down here, we have our important value, the t-stat. Now, the t-stat needs to be very, very simple. The t-stat needs to either be above +2 or below -2. That's what you need to know. This tells you if there's really a difference between the mean score of men and the mean score of women. So as you can see here, the T-stat is 2.65. This tells me that there is a difference. Men agree more with the statements about academic dishonesty than women do. In other words, they're more open to cheating on tests, copying from their friends, etc. And then also you have the probability right here for a two-tailed test. So these are the two things: the T-stat you need to know, and the actual probability, which is basically 0. Now let's go back to our original sheet and fill in some answers. So if I go here, the average perception of academic dishonesty for men was 2.65. The average perception for women was 2.4. Is there a difference? Yes, there is a difference. So you type a yes, a comma, and then you just put a P, which stands for probability, equals, or actually less than 0.01. I will explain this more in class, but this is kind of how you do it. And so we've just completed how to do this for academic dishonesty. Now I will repeat this process for achievement emotions. So I'm going to go back. And so I need to go click on data analysis. To sample assuming equal variance, click OK. And I have to clear some things out. Microsoft Excel's data analysis toolpack, it remembers your last input information. So you have to delete that. So I'm going to delete all this so I can start over, so I don't get confused here. And so for input range, I'm going to put men first again. So, but this time I'm doing achievement emotions. Start here, go all the way down, and it looks like we're good to go. And then I'm going to put the women's achievement emotions. So start here and go all the way down. And remember, I'm going to stop when I stop seeing the 2s, because the last few people didn't indicate their gender. I'm going to make sure the labels is selected. I also going to click on output range, and I'm going to click on the white space next to the output range, and I'm going to pick an area. So I'm just going to put it right underneath the other one. All right, I'm all ready to go. Okay, so here are my results. So men's achievement emotions, the average score was 3.08. For women, it was 3.02. That's about the same. The T-stat, remember, the T-stat should be either above +2 or below -2. And so you can see here is 1.1. It's not significant. In other words, there's no difference between these scores using statistics. And then the p-value was 0.23, which is way above our cutoff point. So we go back here. Average score for men was 3.08, I believe. Average score for women was 3.02. Is there a difference between men and women? The answer is no. And the P equaled 0.23, which is above our cutoff. Again, I can explain that more in class. So there you have it. In this video, I showed you guys how to do a t-test to see if there's a difference between two groups. In our particular example, it was based on gender. You have the output results right here, and I showed you how to interpret the examples. Again, I will explain this more in class. So there you go. Thank you for listening.